All right, let's get right into it. That phrase, AI is coming for your job, yeah, it's officially moved out of science fiction and into our daily news feeds. But the whole conversation is shifting, you know? It's moving away from AI as just a tool to something way more powerful, AI agents. So the big question is, are these agents going to kill your job? Or are they about to become your secret superpower?
Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty intense statement from our source material, right? But here's the thing. The idea isn't that AI is about to become some kind of godlike genius. The real danger is way more sneaky, and honestly, it has everything to do with us.
And that's exactly what we're going to break down here. We're going to unpack what this new tech really is, what the actual threat is to our own skills, and most importantly, we'll walk through a clear, actionable plan to make sure you come out on top of this massive shift.
So first up, let's just acknowledge the feeling in the air right now. If you've sensed that the job market is, well, a little weird, you are not imagining it. This new AI threat is very real, but it's probably not for the reason you think.
A lot of companies are putting on a hiring freeze, or at least slowing way down. And it's not just about saving money. It's a huge strategic change. They're starting to realize they might not need more people. What they need is for their current people to become ridiculously more effective. And that's exactly where these new agentic AIs come into play.
And this chart, this shows you exactly why. Just look at this. A small team, maybe 5 people, who really get how to use these new AI agents can now produce the same amount of work as a team of 15. When you're looking at a 3 times productivity jump like that, you can see why a CEO would rather invest in training their team than in hiring 3 times as many people.
So what in the world is this game-changing tech? It's so important to get this. An AI agent is not just a souped-up ChatGPT. It is a totally new beast. So let's break down that critical difference.
Think about it like this. An AI tool, like the ChatGPT we all know, is a one-trick pony. It does one thing, like writing. You give it a command, it gives you a result. You have to manage every single step of the process. An AI agent, on the other hand, is more like a project manager. You don't give it a step-by-step to-do list, you give it a goal, and then it works on its own, figuring out which tools to use, AI tools, your other apps, whatever, to get the job done. You stop being a micromanager and you start being a strategist.
So, for instance, you could tell an agent, find new sales leads, and it might go, okay, got it. It'll use one tool like Perplexity to research companies, then hop over to another one like Apollo to find the right person's email, and then use another AI like Gemini to write and send a personalized email. It does that whole chain of events by itself and then just hands you the results.
Okay, but here comes the big plot twist in this whole story. The biggest threat isn't that AI is going to get too smart for us. The source material argues the real crisis is that we are, maybe without even realizing it, letting ourselves get dumber.
You see, these AI models are designed to give you the most, well, average, safe, predictable answer. They're built to give you the most statistically common response. The problem is, so many of us take that first kind of boring, average draft and we just ship it. We call it a day. And little by little, that's dulling our own creative edge and our critical thinking.
And this chart is a bit of a wake-up call. Look at the projection. It's not that AI is making some crazy leap to superintelligence by 2030. No, it's that our average intelligence is at risk of falling because we're outsourcing our thinking instead of augmenting it. The scary part is that the speed at which we get lazy could actually be faster than the speed at which AI gets smart.
So, what do we do? How do we fight back against this trend and make sure we stay essential? Well, our source leads out this brilliant 5-part framework called SHPE. This is basically your survival guide.
The S stands for SOP driven. Get this, the hot skill of prompt engineering is already becoming outdated. The real skill now is context engineering. Your value isn't in tricking the AI with a clever prompt. Your value is in being able to perfectly describe exactly what you want, what the rules are, and what success looks like. You need a system, a standard operating procedure for the agent to follow.
Next up, H for human in the loop. And this one is absolutely non-negotiable. You want to augment your brain, not automate your job. The best way to think of AI is like a brilliant intern, who might also be a little bit drunk. It can come up with incredible stuff, but it absolutely needs your experience, your judgment, and your final touch to make it truly great.
So your new workflow should look something like this. First, a human. You, thinks. You figure out the real problem we're trying to solve here. Then, you give the AI that clear context.
And here's the key step. You take what the AI gives you back as a starting point, a baseline, and you build on it with your own expertise. And finally, a human is the one who delivers the polished, final product.
A is for arbitrage. In the old days, learning was like building a house. You build it once, and you live in it for your entire career. Well, not anymore. Now, learning is like a tent. You have to be ready to pack it up and move every few months. The real advantage you have is being able to learn the next hard thing faster than everyone else.
P is a big one. Product is no longer a moat. With AI, a competitor can copy your app or your service in like a weekend. The what you sell is becoming a commodity. So your real uncopyable advantages are your distribution, who listens to you, and your trust, the relationship you have with them. AI can't just fake that.
And finally, E is for employable. And this is really the bottom line, isn't it? Our job titles, our responsibilities, they're all being rewritten as we speak. You have to adapt. And the source puts it pretty bluntly. You can't let 20 years of experience become 20 years of baggage. You either evolve or you risk becoming unemployable.
So, if your product can be copied and your old experience can hold you back, what's left? What is that uniquely human skill that actually gets more valuable as AI gets better?
It really boils down to these new superpowers. Things like great taste, strong judgment, the knack for finding patterns nobody else sees. And this last one is huge. Having the specific vocabulary to describe exactly what you want. You know, an interior designer gets a better result from an AI image generator because they know the words louver, sconce, brutalist. They can articulate their vision with precision. For basically our entire careers, our value has been wrapped up in knowing what to do and how to do it. But that's all changing. The what and the how, those are quickly being outsourced to AI agents who can do the research and execute the steps way faster than we ever could.
And that frees us up to focus on the only question that truly matters, the one that AI can't answer, the one that takes all of our creativity, our strategy, our purpose. The future doesn't belong to people who know how. It belongs to the people who can define the why. So the real question this all leaves us with is, what is your why?